Kristen Steps here with episode 2, and today we have Tom Petty, Wildflowers, and all the rest. A fabulous 3 LP collection. Now there is a 7 LP and a 9 LP. It's hard for me to spend that much money. I'm a single parent here, but I have listened to the whole, what would be the 7 LP version. I've listened to it all on iTunes. It's excellent. But I'm really stoked to have the 3 LP and have Wildflowers exactly how it was meant to be. And I'm going to start by showing off this album. And then I got some more I got to share about my experiences with Wildflowers and Tom Petty. He definitely was important to me. First concert I ever went to. So I'm going to tell that story. But there's only been 2 celebrity deaths I've ever, sat back and cried about. It's hard to want to cry about a celebrity, but I cried about Robin Williams, and then I cried when Tom Petty died. It's hard. It's hard to listen to him for a while afterwards, and it's great to hear him again now. And I've actually already opened it because I had to listen to it on vinyl before I talked about this to know, because I wanted to know what it sounds like on vinyl versus this iTunes music, so that I could really talk about it. So let me show you what's in this 3 LP, because a lot of people are unboxing the bigger one. So let's see what's in the 3 one. Okay, the 3 LP cover looks just like the classic Wildflowers cover, which is really cool. It's got the Wildflowers logo, and then it has "and all of the rest." The back of it shows us our track listing for each record, and we got let's see here. We got on the first side, we got Wildflowers, You Don't Know How It Feels, Time to Move On, You Wreck Me. Second side is It's Good to Be King, Only a Broken Heart, Honeybee, Don't Fade on Me. And then we have a second disc for still the original tracks that were on Wildflowers. Hard on Me, Cabin Down Below, To Find a Friend, A Higher Place, House in the Woods, Crawling Back to You, Wake Up Time. Now, talking about the original album, this original list of songs, this album is really flawless, just like what I just talked about, Morrison Hotel. It's about as perfect could be. These stories that are told, the visuals you get from listening to these songs, the lyrics, the guitar, the drums, like, it's amazing. It's really hard to pick a favorite song on this. I mean, they're literally like all favorites. There's many times in my life I like to listen to this Time to Move On song because it fits how many times your life is a time to move on from something. You Don't Know How It Feels. That song, this is how I fell in love with Tom Petty. MTV had the music video of him with the harmonica and the like, I guess the town that he was in, and the buildings like falling down. I just saw that and I heard the song, and I was like, why don't I know this Tom Petty guy? And this was the first Tom Petty album I ever purchased, and that's how I got into Tom Petty. And then we get into all the rest, and some of these, I think like half of them were on the She's the One soundtrack, a movie from I think it was 1996. Climb That Hill, I know that was. Hung Up and Overdue, that was. Hope You Never, that was, I believe. California was. I love that song. It's one of my favorite songs. Climb That Hill Blues is obviously a blues version of Climb That Hill. It's an interesting take. It's fun. Leave Virginia Alone. This one is huge. I gotta talk about that song, but let's get into what we got here. And when you open this up, I was speechless. The artwork here for the Wildflower song, the title track, is just beautiful. I almost want to poster this to hang in my room. And then you open it up here. So it's got a tri-gatefold here. The beautiful, wonderful picture. One of the best pictures of Tom Petty I've seen. And he's got the Wildflowers logo on his guitar. And then over here we got all the rest. And so if we take one of the LPs out, I'll take out the first one. We got different pictures for all of the original songs. And they're really cool to look at. They're really neat. And then on the other side, we got the lyrics for the songs that are on the first record. And then let's take a look at the record here. I'm gonna turn this off and then I'll edit it in. There's the record, and you probably recognize this. I had the original CD back in 1994, and looks like I got some dust I gotta get off there with my record brush, but it said the stereo long play. It had the Warner Brothers logo up here, but I guess Warner Brothers isn't a thing anymore, so it's Warner Records, and so they replaced it with the Wildflowers logo. But this looks exactly like the CD did. And that is a really cool, subtle touch that really makes this special. Okay, record number 2. The sleeve has Tom Petty with his guitar there. And then if you flip it over, it also has the lyrics. And then number 3 has the lyrics for all the rest. The records look identical to the other one I showed you, so we'll save on that. And obviously this is the extra piece of the trifold here that you get with the extra photos of the album, making the album. Just beautiful. It's a beautiful package. It's beautifully done. They did it with such love and care. It's really quite perfect. The additional tracks that are on like the 7 and 9 LP are home recordings of majority of these songs. Not all of them, but majority of these songs. They're really good. They're a fun listen. I really did enjoy. I listened to all of them, and then also there's live versions of a lot of these songs, and then a couple other songs that I've heard before because I've listened to bootleg Tom Petty's, like Girl on LSD. They're really good. But for my vinyl purposes, I really wanted. This is what I really wanted on vinyl, and I might get a CD later that has all the other songs just to have ownership of them versus streaming rights, because I'm paying a monthly fee for streaming rights, obviously. Yeah, great album. This one's, I think it's like around $40. You can get it at most record stores, Amazon, Tom Petty's website, wherever you want to get it. Highly recommend. Beautiful album. And yeah. Okay, so I wanted to talk about my first concert ever. It was 1995. I went with my dad. My parents were afraid of me to go to concerts at that point. I think I never went to a concert by myself until a year later. But I went to see Tom Petty because I really, really wanted to go. I was really into Tom Petty for that Wildflowers album. And I went with my dad, and it was the Dogs with Wings tour. So it was like the second leg of the Wildflowers tour. Dogs with Wings, that's from the It's Good to Be King song. And they played a great deal of songs from the Wildflowers album. The set list, this was Deer Creek Music Center. It's now called Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Center. It's in Noblesville, Indiana, a suburb of Indianapolis area. And they opened up with Love is a Long Road. And then the second song was You Don't Know How It Feels. So that was huge to hear that song. That song, again, so important to me from that MTV music video. And then we got Listen to Her Heart, I Won't Back Down, Free Fallin', You Wreck Me. That's from the album 2, 4th track. Beautiful, awesome rockin' song. Played Diamond Head, a cover by The Ventures. Mary Jane's Last Dance, Don't Come Around Here No More, Learning to Fly, The Waiting, Into the Great Wide Open, Cabin Down Below. I love that song. That's a great rockin' song. Oh, fantastic song. Come On Down to My House, It's Good to Be King. Wonderful song. We just talked about Dogs with Wings tour. Very beautiful song. It's a slower mood. It just gets your mind wondering, what would it be like if I was the king or queen or whatever. And it's just beautiful, beautiful song. Breakdown, Drive Down to Georgia, Refugee, Run It Down a Dream, and an encore, Honeybee, another amazing rock and guitar song from this album. It's wonderful song. An American Girl, classic. And I remember when I was there, you have to excuse me, I'm trying to readjust this. When I was there, I was sitting I was sitting with my dad. Next to my dad were this group of ladies. They're probably in their 30s. And they're smoking weed. My dad fell asleep, because my dad just, I don't know, fell asleep. And they're smoking weed. And they're looking at me like, hey, you want some? And I'm like, I'm 15. I'm not done that yet. Never before. And my dad's there, and I'm just like, no. But I remember that story. It's one of the stories I remember from that concert, because when you're at your first concert, those are things you tend to remember. But it was such a great, I remember it was a great show. And I was near the front. I was in the front section, and very blessed, very lucky that I got to see Tom Petty during that tour, because I consider that album his finest work, as I think he has said. And to be there at his prime, it was something really special. I saw him after that a couple times. I saw him a couple times in like 99, 2000. And those were really good shows too. But really special to go during that tour. And Leave Virginia Alone. I remember when I saw that music video on MTV with Rod Stewart in 1995. And I was like, this song is fantastic. I love this song. And I got into Rod Stewart. And then I found out it was a Tom Petty song. And I think the whole reason I ended up liking Rod Stewart was because of Tom Petty. And I scoured the internet for his version, because I heard he did a version of it. Scoured it, could never find it, never got to hear it. And I was like, I hope someday I get to hear that song. And now I've heard it. I heard it on October 1st, I believe it was, when they released it as a precursor to the album release. And it was glorious. It was amazing. I'm very happy to have finally gotten to hear it in its original form by the original artist, and I love having it on vinyl. So let me know what you think about this album down below. Did you buy it? Have you listened to it? Do you think it honors the legacy of Tom Petty? Because I think they just did an outstanding job. And please feel free to comment, like, subscribe. I have more stuff coming. And again, I'm going to be focusing on all sorts of different music stuff, concerts, vinyl, music chats, things like that. I'm just getting started. Looking forward to talking with all of you. And until next time.